everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie. I hope you all are doing good. So in today's video, I'm going to let you know all the possible mistakes which we end up making while shopping online. I was somebody who used to love going to the malls for shopping, but then it's been like 4 to 5 years that I've shopped all online, and it's been ages since I stepped into the mall for any kind of bulk shopping which I used to do earlier. So I just thought, let me just list down all the possible points which I keep in mind while shopping online, and if that could help you guys out there, then it will be great. And all the points which I'm gonna share in this video will save you from all the hassles of exchange, return, and a lot of time waste which happens during the online shopping. So without further ado, let's just get on to the video. So yesterday while preparing notes for this video, what I did was I added few items in my cart like top, bottom, kurtis and footwear, so that I can make list of all the points which I by default follow while shopping online. And doing that, I have come across some 8 points which I'm gonna share now. So the first point is learn from others' mistake. Yes, with that what I mean is make sure that you take your time, go ahead and check the reviews, ratings and the customer images before you add your favorite product in the cart. And with reviews, I just don't mean all the positive ones. Make sure that you read a lot of negative reviews which are given there, because mostly the negative reviews are very much in detail, and that will help you to know better that whether that particular flaw in the product is a big problem for you, or you can manage with that compared to the other products of similar types from other brands. The other customers out there have written those reviews and uploaded their pictures so that people like us can make better decisions while choosing the product and adding it in the cart. And the images of the product might not be always reliable, like the kurtis and the tops which we see, those images are usually tweaked, the lightings are different, and also like I have done boutique shoots earlier, so I know the fact that when the outfit is not fitting you well, we usually tend to add the clips at the back so that it looks well fitted. So it's not necessary the way the images are shown in the product could be the one you can rely on, but definitely the images which are uploaded by the customer will definitely be genuine, because those are not going to be altered much and it's not gonna be tweaked like how it is uploaded in the product images. And if the products are not having any reviews and ratings, if you know the brand and you have already tried the product in the past, then okay. Otherwise, without ratings and reviews, I don't think it's wise to invest your time in that and getting it and trying it out and then getting into the exchange and return hassle, because not necessary that all the new products which are there in Amazon or Myntra or Ajio are going to be the reliable one, because all these apps are marketplace and under them there are multiple brands, and it's not necessary that all the products from Amazon or all the products from Myntra are going to be great because the other products were good. It all depends on the particular brands which you are getting it from. For the new launches and the product without ratings and reviews, if you still want to try it, then I would suggest that go ahead and do it only if the return policies of that particular website is convenient. And also when it comes to reviews, it's not necessary that all the positive reviews are going to be the genuine ones, because I think there would be a team of people who will be sitting and doing the work of updating the reviews there, and those could be the fake ones. So don't get blinded by the reviews which are like good products, the small ones. Go ahead and read the detailed review of the positive and also the negative ones, because that is only going to help you to decide better. Before we move on to the next point, let me tell you that my next video is going to be about online shopping hacks, where I'll be sharing some tips and tricks which has personally helped me, and it will also help you to save some money of yours. So if you are interested to know about that as well, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon, because only when you hit the bell icon you will get notified about my next video. So the second point is check the size, dimension and measurement of the product, be it tops or bottom or footwear or handbag. So when it comes to handbag, there is dimensions which is mentioned in the description. Make sure that you go and read that, and with the help of an inch tape or a scale which you have at home, you will get a rough idea of how big or small the product is going to be. Because what happens is when it comes to handbags and sling bags, the zoomed images does confuse us and it makes us feel that the product is quite big, but it becomes very difficult to figure out what the actual size of the product is by looking at the images. But if there is an image where the model is carrying the handbag or the sling bag, then not a problem, because that will help you to know what exactly exactly is the size of the product based on the height of the model. But in the absence of the images like that, I would suggest that read the dimension, use the inch tape, and that will help you to get a rough idea of the size of the product. So now let's talk about footwear. So when it comes to footwear, it's important that you should know what your euro size is. Like my footwear euro size is euro 38. So I know that whenever I have to shop online, I have to go ahead and buy that particular size. But then if even euro size is not mentioned and sometimes UK size is mentioned in footwear, then in size chart itself they will be giving what is the equivalent UK size of that particular euro size. Like there is a proper size chart with UK size and euro size together, so that helps me to decide better. But then if you don't know what your euro size is, then I would suggest take an inch tape, measure the length of your foot, and in Google you have the size chart tables where whatever is the inches and centimeters for that particular number, what equivalent euro size it would be. I'll attach the image from the Google, so that itself will help you to decide better and know what is your euro size. And when it comes to footwear purchase, make sure that you again go and read the reviews there, because if it's not going to be a brand which you know already or tried it, or if it's going to be something which is not of a great quality, then you might end up getting a footwear with a slippery base which is not safe. And even while walking, I think it's most embarrassing when our footwear randomly breaks off and we have to limp on the road. So if you want to avoid all that, make sure that you read the reviews, and also you buy only those footwear brands which you know are comfortable and you have tried in the past. Or if the return policies are convenient, then not a problem, you can experiment and return it back if it's not good. So now let's talk about tops and kurtis. So when it comes to their size chart, remember that if S size usually fits you, it's not necessary that all the brands S size will have same measurement. So it's important that in the size chart you go and check what is the measurement first, and based on that you decide the size in that particular outfit. So when it comes to casual tops, t-shirts and long tops, I usually decide my size based on the waist size which is mentioned in the size chart. Why? Because what happens is I usually have little tummy, so I want the tummy area to be a little bit relaxed, and I don't want to get into unnecessary being conscious, and I don't find it much elegant when the outfit is too tight around the waist if you don't have a flat tummy. So what I usually prefer is I order a size bigger, or I just check whatever is my present waist measurement. Based on that, in the size chart, whatever is the waist measurement matching to mine, whatever is the size equivalent to that, I order based on that. So even if I have to end up ordering one size bigger because of the waist measurements, it really doesn't look that awkward, because around the waist area is quite comfortable, and even if it's little loose from the top section, it's absolutely fine. I just tug in the t-shirt or the top and it does look good. So when it comes to ordering the kurtis, we usually decide our size based on the waist and the bust measurement, which is fine. But if you are a pear shaped body, like if you have heavy thighs and hip area, then I would suggest that you also check the hip size if it's mentioned in that particular product. Because what happens is, I've noticed that sometimes in kurti the top section is well fitted, but around the waist area and the hip area it's little tight. So if you want to avoid that being a pear shaped body, then I would suggest that if the hip measurements are mentioned, do take that also into the consideration. If you don't know your size, then better get an inch tape for yourself. That will help you to order online in a better way, because if you end up ordering the wrong size and if it's too tight, then no matter how good your inners are, definitely the panty line or the bra line does show up. So when it comes to crop top, bralette and the elastane material kind of short tops, I would suggest that you consider the bust size only and order the exact size, because when it comes to elastane material, it's anyways going to fit well and it's going to be stretchable also. And also another thing is, you don't have to worry about the tummy measurements, because anyways it will be a short top, so all it has to fit well is the top section. So just consider your bust size while ordering the short top, crop top or the bralettes. So when it comes to ordering the lowers, it's important that you not just check the waist size, but you also check the hip size, because what happens is it gets very annoying when you get stuck in a jean just because it was based on your waist size but it's not fitting around your hip size. Especially if you are a pear shaped body, then consider hip size as the first preference. And even if you have to end up ordering one size bigger because of the hip measurements, it's absolutely fine. Around the waist area it might be a little loose, but you can always get it altered and it will be fine for you. It's just that it's going to be very much comfortable around the thigh area for you, and that will fix your problem. And when it comes to ordering the jeans, don't forget to read the description part where the fabric composition is mentioned, because if they have mentioned that it's stretchable, then you can always manage and order the size accordingly. And if it's not of much of a stretchable and elastic material, then don't forget to take the hip measurements also into consideration. So now let's talk about trousers, palazzos and taper skirts, like those pencil skirts. So when it comes to ordering them, don't just consider the waist size alone. Why? Because the material of those particular products are little thin. It's not like as thick as jean, so you wouldn't want it to be well fitted, because otherwise the panty line will end up showing. So ordering one size bigger will definitely save us from any sorts of discomfort, especially because it will give us extra material around the hip area, and I feel that is what looks elegant too. And even if the waist size is little big, it's absolutely fine, you can get it altered. In trousers, we have an exception that you would have seen that some trousers have their pleated designs on the hip area. In that case, you can order the trouser based on your waist size, because anyways the pleats will be giving that extra material and comfort around the hip area. If the pleats are not there, only then order based on the hip size or order one size bigger. So the third point is, don't forget to check the seller and whom it is fulfilled by. Like when it comes to Amazon, you would definitely see that in the description it is mentioned that it is sold by this particular seller and it is fulfilled by Amazon, or it's delivered by Amazon. Okay, so what it means is that when it's fulfilled by Amazon, as I mentioned that Amazon, Myntras are like a marketplace and a lot of brands are under them. So what happens is, when it's mentioned that sold by ABC and fulfilled by Amazon, it means that it's of that particular brand and Amazon is the one who is packing it and sending it to your address. Okay, so in that case I can still feel that it's gonna be little reliable, because Amazon is the team who is packing it. But if it's mentioned as sold by ABC and delivered by Amazon, it means that the particular brand has just already packed it, given to Amazon, and Amazon is just doing a courier service for you, wherein it will just directly come to you. So I'm not sure how much reliable such products are going to be, because it's directly coming from the seller. But if it's fulfilled by Amazon, then I feel that it will be comparatively more reliable. Now the fourth point is, don't forget to check the fabric composition, and it means that you have to go to the description part and check what the material is made of. It could be polyester, georgette, crepe or elastane or rayon. So whatever is the material, you should know what particular material you are ordering, because maybe it could be the case that in the past you ordered a particular material, like say for example rayon, and you really didn't like that kind of material, then you wouldn't want similar material with you again in future. So in such case, I would just suggest that make it a habit of reading the material, so that you know what you're ordering, and if you don't like something of that sort, then you can avoid ordering it next time. And also, if in the fabric composition elastane word is there, it means that it will be a little stretchable. So even if your measurements are not up to the mark, even then the product might fit you. But if it's other material like rayon, georgette and all, it will not be stretchable, so you have to order the exact size of yours. And also don't forget to zoom the images and see the material, because sometimes it does show up if the material is very thin and sheer. It shows when you zoom the image, and based on that you can decide, because if you really don't want any material to be that sheer, then you can skip ordering that product itself. So the fifth point is, don't forget to check what the model is wearing. Especially in Myntra, they clearly mention what is the height of the model and what size she is wearing. So that helps as a very good reference point for us to decide whether it will fit us or not. Because if the model's physique is more or less similar to yours, then you can always go ahead and order the same size, or you can choose to order one size lesser or one size bigger. Also remember that the models who are wearing those dresses, they are usually 5'8" or above, like they are usually taller than the average customers. Okay, so if the model is wearing a short dress and it's above knee area for her, and she is of 5'8" height, and your height for example is 5'3", then remember that the dress will not be above the knee for you, because it will be 4-5 inches extra. It will come below knee because the height mismatch is there, so you know how long the dress would be. So just consider the length measurements. That will definitely help you to decide better. So the sixth point is, before adding the product to the cart, don't forget to check whether the same product and the brand is available on different platforms or even on company's website. Because if it's there, then you can always go ahead and check whether it's available for better offer or price there, and also you'll know whether there are different colors available on different websites. So for this, what you can do is, you can just copy paste the description of the product and just do a Google search. That will help you to know where and all that same product is available and for what all prices. Because I have personally seen that I had ordered one Jewel Galaxy Xyz earring set, and it was in Amazon for some 350 rupees, and the same product was available on Nykaa for some 450-500 rupees. Likewise, even the sarees which are there on Amazon are there for different price, comparatively lower, and the same sarees are there on Myntra for a higher price. So checking whether the same product is available on different platforms will help you save a lot of money. And checking the product on different platform has one more benefit, that sometimes the not so trending colors are usually available for lower prices on different websites. So what you can do is, if the color is not a major concern for you and for you the design and the pattern matters, then you can get the same top for much lower price. The seventh point is, know the differences in the size between the foreign brands and the Indian brands. Like for example, when you're ordering from a foreign brand, the small size mentioned there will definitely have different measurements compared to when you're ordering from an Indian brand for the same S size, okay? Because Indian bodies are a lot more curvier. For example, the S size of an Indian brand will be having 28 as waist measurement, but when it comes to foreign brand, it could have the waist measurement for small size as 26 also. So just remember that you don't go by the size S, M, L, XL, but you go by the measurements there, because we have seen in a lot of cases that different brands have different measurements for the same small size or medium size. So the eighth and the last point is, don't forget to check the return policies of the product which you're ordering, whether you're ordering from company's own website or you're ordering from different platforms like Myntra, Ajio or Amazon. Because what happens is, certain category of products have different return policies, so you must know that before ordering the products itself. And also one more thing is, when it comes to brand's own website, the return policies are not that convenient and flexible as is there in Myntra and Amazon. So if you keep all these points in mind, it will help you to save a lot of time, money and effort of yours, and at the same time it will save you from unnecessary troubles related to return and exchange, especially if you have time constraint issues going on when ordering that product online. So that is it. We have come to the end of this video. I really hope you found this video useful and informative, and if you did, then please take a moment to subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that whenever my next video is up on the channel, you get notified about the same. And if you want to follow me on my Instagram, then my Instagram handle is somewhere here. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.